Hello, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Kerry.
Barbara.
And still Gus. So before we get into the podcast any further...
Is this not the podcast?
Before we get any further, if you listen to what I said, the words coming out of my mouth...
He's here to talk, not listen.
we need to remind people, after the anarchy of last week's episode, that Chris's STFspaghetti contest is still going on. The rules have changed many times over the last week.
Oh,
it
really?
ends in 3 hours.
Quick
You have
recap of what it is in general.
Look at Twitter, but in general, if you buy some Rooster Teeth, some Squad Team Force merchandise,
Like
of which
this.
I'm wearing a Black Box Down shirt right now.
And the sweater.
Barbara's got a sweater. And screenshot the receipt and tweet it using hashtag STFspaghetti. You could win spaghetti from Chris.
Homemade spaghetti.
Last week, Chris gave away the spaghetti he had promised to someone back in November or December. They came to the podcast and they got it. You are not going to come to the podcast if you win STFspaghetti.
Did Austin survive, by the way?
He did. He tweeted out a photo of him making it and eating it.
Austin,
Wow.
by the way, I watched last week's podcast. This Austin guy, hilarious, was great on the podcast. Also made an amazing video of him getting home with the spaghetti,
Oh, really?
cutting it into, like literally sawing through the spaghetti to portion it out because it was all frozen. Like masterful.
He was really funny. And
He was great.
Not at all nervous or anything.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
3 hours left.
Am I
in
eligible?
STFspaghetti.
Could I win
Kerry.
the spaghetti?
Kerry, have you? I got to show you the rules that Chris came up with.
You'll also be
God.
competing with Wes, though, by the way.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
He
who do you think eats
tweeted.
more spaghetti?
Chris made
I
up
mean,
like a
I just think it's a
whole-
factor.
He made up a whole sheet of
Okay.
information and he sent it to
Why
me.
is
He's
it
like, how
so
does this
long?
look?
There's so much.
And I was
He
like,
had
it's
to.
a little much.
He had to make a rules sheet because he kept saying he doesn't remember the rules.
Oh, so it's
he
for
just
him.
kept tweeting, "I don't remember the rules to this contest." So he eventually made a rules sheet. It's not good.
That looks like the shitty version of when Monty, Miles, and I put out the rules for how to make Ruby OC character names. But his is how to get spaghetti from...
Maybe how to enter
maybe get spaghetti.
a quote air quote contest in order to maybe win spaghetti.
I did a cursory glance at it today, and I was like, "There's a lot of entries actually.
Okay.
A lot of people want that spaghetti for
Some
reasons."
reason.
Now, has anyone
unbeknownst to
reached
me.
out to Olive Garden to try and like really tie all of this together?
New
you know?
hashtag STF spaghetti Olive Garden hashtag ad hashtag partner.
hear your family.
So Austin might
Hashtag
not
Vin
win this
Diesel.
one.
No,
might lose.
I think Austin was the first entry that night. I looked, and he entered from right over there.
Yeah.
But we had quite a few entries so far.
He had an advantage because he didn't have the delay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He was here for it.
Now we need a spaghetti shirt.
I mean, it's a random drawing, so it could be Austin again.
I'm gonna enter.
It could be.
I went to my notes, my podcast notes.
Yeah.
Because I usually just scroll
take
to the bottom,
notes.
see what's recent.
Yeah.
But I just looked at some from the top. What if we just talk about all this stuff I wrote down a decade ago with notes that I don't understand, like Pisskebab and iPhone 5 bent.
What was that last word?
Bent?
Bent?
Bent.
Yeah.
Bent
Oh, that
iPhone
was-
5.
That was the first flat one, right? You put it in your pocket and you'd sit. And
it would bend it,
Americans
yeah.
stress test their phone a little bit too much, and when we sat down on it, they would bend.
What is
It was like
piss?
Piss kebab.
Pisskebab. I think that's the one to unpack.
Did someone
here.
piss on your shish kebab?
Yeah, is the game that we try to guess what you were talking about?
The funny thing is, I don't know which of these I've talked about and which I just abandoned. Pizza tip. What's that about?
Pizza tip,
Like how much you should tip when you get a pizza?
Or a tip to reheating your pizza to make it extra good?
or how
Separate
some
injury.
people. Who is the company that say you should eat pizza backwards, like animals,
Oh.
in like the
I was like,
90s or late
think
early
there's a
Pizza
reason
Hut
we
when they had
don't
the stuffed
remember
crust
them.
pizza.
Yeah, they were like eat it crust first.
Do you just add to your notes as a stack, or do you make new notes every?
I had to. I have a document, but I go through and I prune stuff out once it's
okay.
not relevant
this is
anymore.
Yeah, I've got everything.
Speaking of which, speaking of eating pizza backwards or whatever stupid ass marketing stunts people
Yeah.
pull, everyone agrees the stopping of making Choco Taco is a publicity stunt, right? Just to get people talking about it. Then in like 2 months, you're gonna be like, we're bringing the Choco Taco back.
That's what
I
Jeff said. Yeah.
have something to talk about in regards to the Choco Taco.
Something to taco about?
I have something to taco about. I
Taco about.
like. I feel like 50% of America had never even eaten a Choco Taco,
And now you want one.
and in fact, didn't know they existed. And in fact,
Yep.
Sometimes, okay, I'm 31 years old, and my roommate is also 31 years old. Yet, when we hear the ice cream truck around the neighborhood, we both stop whatever meeting we're in, yell, oh my God, it's the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And we run down the block. And this happens, if we're lucky, 3 times a month. If we're unlucky, -4 times a month. Recently,
Just throw your ice cream out the window.
yeah, it was. Well, I was trying to say like once every 4 months in like a weird way.
Very weird way.
Go to like throwing,
Yeah.
delivering ice cream to cars in the street.
Yeah. So about a week ago, I hear ding-a-ling, ding, ding, ding. It's the ice cream truck. And I got 2 Choco tacos
Beep, beep.
from the ice cream truck. Somehow they still had them.
Breakfast car.
Beep. And I ate a Choco taco for the first time in my life.
And
And it's not very good.
Is it really not? It
I don't
looks
think it's
so
very
good.
good.
it looks like it would be so satisfying.
I don't-
like
maybe-
the crunch and the chocolate and the ice cream in the middle.
I mean, maybe I got an old one because they're expired.
Chat's telling me they're already bringing it back.
That's what I saw. That's why I was confused because I thought I saw advertisements for it coming back, and you saying like, "Oh, it's going away," just so they could bring it back later. And I was like, "That's already happened."
It already happened. I didn't even get to talk about it in time. They're already fucking bringing
Didn't
it
get
back.
to taco about
Well,
it.
hey, guess what?
Say it right.
It's not worth it. It's not worth
No,
it.
they used to sell them at Taco Bell.
That
Did they still do that, or did they? No. Yeah.
that's,
don't.
No, not
that's-
anymore.
That sounds good. Taco Bell's kind of the Wild West. Have y'all ever been to the? I think it's only 2 now, but there used to be one between Austin and San Antonio that was a combination Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut.
Oh, I've seen that one. It's like real close to like on the very outskirts
Like
of San
all
Antonio.
3 are in there, or it's like a joint menu.
All 3 are in there, baby. But you walk
Like
up to the
sounds like a
counter,
service station.
and it's like there's like all 3 menus up there.
There's a Denny's Burger King like off of 35 in Palmer.
Denny's.
What would be, in your opinion, the ultimate combo? And I know this is not the same
Not the same as Tim's.
conversation as Tim's. What was the ultimate combo for like you go into one restaurant and you get 2 restaurants in one?
I will say, this is not part of it. I will say that Taco Bell and KFC does actually work together pretty well.
It does.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that is a thing you can experience.
Gavin?
A Starbucks Dunkin' Donuts.
Now
That's
that
The good
Ultimate?
coffee that isn't shitty donut coffee.
Yeah.
Plus donuts.
Wait, where are you getting the good coffee from, though? I'm
neither of
missing
those
you
places,
on that.
right?
I think Starbucks has
bring
a
your
good
own coffee?
variety.
Yeah.
Is Starbucks shit?
I
Is
like
no good?
Starbucks because of the convenience. You can order in the app. You can get it exactly how you want. You don't have to be like that asshole who reads out your really long order. You can do it straight in the app, and they make it for you and put it out. I like it's convenient. You don't have to wait. You can do it in the app, pick it up, go.
Imagine a donut with that.
But it's not
Yeah.
the best tasting.
It's
coffee
surprising
in the
that
world.
Starbucks doesn't have donuts now that I think
They
about
do.
it.
the Starbucks has terrible food.
They have
Dog shit.
Awful
pastries.
food.
Yeah, but it's,
Imagine Starbucks with good food. That'd be a place worth
Dude,
going to.
That is something that Trevor and I struggle with because we like to order breakfast on the weekend.
Yeah.
And we like the variety of coffees that Starbucks has, and we like to
Sure.
order a Starbucks coffee, but I won't speak for him. I fucking hate the Starbucks food. Like, I'll eat it begrudgingly.
I have
not
absolutely
like-
ordered like Starbucks before, and like by the time you're eating the same, like you like bite into the bacon and like pull, like
Yeah.
you're a wolf eating a carcass.
And it's somehow never the right temperature.
No, I
Like, it's
mean,
not ever warm or
Yeah.
cold.
Well,
it's
just
just
microwave.
it's that weird. That's that weird oven they use.
yeah.
All right, I've got one that's gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
Blow me.
Popeye's Little Caesars.
Okay.
I bet that would be good.
I never had Little Caesars.
What?
Mm.
You've
It's
never had a
surprising-
$5 hot and ready?
It's surprisingly good. It's inflation, dude. It's surprisingly good for a $6 pizza.
Oh god, $6 hot and ready just doesn't sound as good. That's like a $6 10-inch long. It just doesn't. It
doesn't
work
roll
the
off the
same.
tongue,
No,
yeah.
it doesn't. Little Caesars actually does kind of slap. I hate to
It does.
say.
I hate to say it too. I hadn't had a Little Caesars in decades, probably since I was in high school. And the other weekend, Esther and I were like, "When's the last time we had Little Caesars? Let's go pick one up." And
Yeah.
we got it. We're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is good. I could eat this."
There's just something really nice about having the thought of I want pizza and within 10 minutes eating a slice.
I will say though that I went to the Little Caesars location I went to.
Yeah.
I think there was only one dude working in there.
That's standard.
And he had locked the doors because he was telling everyone to go through the drive-through.
I think that's actually pretty standard operating procedure.
And I felt bad for him because I could see him coming out to take people's pizza to their cars and going back in and like manning the drive-through. And he wasn't even using the order part of the drive. He was like
God.
waving people up to the window.
What is it, like the end of his shift or something, like the end of the day?
I think they just
Or they just had one
Is it just
person
easier
working
for
there?
insurance if technically your store isn't open during those hours?
they
Yeah.
might
Still serve food.
they might not pay very well or something, so they can't get people to work there. Like there's
Interesting.
other jobs that people would rather do. So I think it was just him, and he was almost like an air traffic controller. Like he's stacking up people in the parking lot, like you there, and he's like running out, bring out the
And
the
probably
food.
making them too, right?
Yeah, and he's probably making them. And
the only one.
when he brought my food, he's like, "Sorry about the wait." I was like, "Man, don't worry about it. Like it's totally fine. I can see you're busy, man. You are slammed."
I don't know if you could see inside. Did they have the pizza lockers?
I couldn't see.
Okay, I've seen ones with those before where it's like if you order it ahead of time, there's like a locker inside that you can go to and like put in a code to get your pizza.
It's like a safe deposit
Yeah.
box
Oh,
with pizza.
that's genius.
Amazing.
I think I've got one. I think they should do a combo of Five Guys and a credit union, so you can take out a loan so you can eat at Five Guys because it's $15 a burger.
Wow.
And I do want to be clear that I love Five Guys, but
Is it really 15 bucks
it's
a
like
burger?
it's like seriously like 50.
This is expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever really eaten out of Five
to be
Guys
to
before.
be fair, it's like a double patty with bacon and cheese and like all the fixins.
Yeah.
It's like $15.
There used to be a Five Guys not terribly far from here, but they closed like over at like Lamar and 38th.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it
I'm
closed.
gonna pretend to
though.
know. I'm gonna pretend like I've explored
Where's the
city.
Where's the closest Five Guys? I'm look now. Arboretum? That's the closest one?
I think the one that's like by like the Barnes and Noble. Though I'm sorry. The better combination, the best combination of all of these, which is the combination Barnes and Noble GameStop. That's at the Arboretum.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
that is a good one.
Yeah, because you can go buy your game and you go buy the player's guide next door. Because that's what people do.
There's also a Starbucks there. So it's like
There
all three
is.
in one.
Yeah, you can have okay coffee, shitty food, get a game,
And then get a
buy a
strategy guide.
book.
Did you ever?
Books.
Sure.
That's the Barnes and Noble I used to go to buy when I was much younger, to buy 2600 magazine. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Is
It's
that
like
Atari?
the Hackers magazine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Of course it is.
It was filled with tons of useful information.
Did it
like
come with like tape to fix your glasses?
how to log into tons of useful information, like how to log into those signs that they put on the sides of the road to tell you about road lane closures and stuff. Like, yeah, this is the password for all of them. You can just log
When
in.
you need to like walk up to it and plug it.
Yeah, you just have to open it. There's a keyboard in there. It's like, and it would have photos. Like, this is what it looks like. Hit the. That magazine was great. It was like tons of really weird
Do they still make
stuff
it?
like that. I don't know if they still make that magazine anymore. I should look.
Did you ever buy
a subreddit probably?
Did you ever buy a guide for a game that you didn't have just because it was cheaper than buying the game and playing it?
I've never looked or
It is out. They still make it.
I've never purchased or looked at a guide for a game.
No.
I remember not being able to afford Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow.
Oh, that was a good one.
So I just bought the guide and read it.
Oh, Gavin.
On a scale of 1
This
to
is-
10, how much similar enjoyment did you get?
It was honestly like Let's Plays before they existed. So I was like, someone's playing it.
This is cool.
Yeah.
This is the website for 2600, by the way.
That looks like it was made in the late 90s.
It's like a blast from the past. Yeah.
Hey, you don't need to update perfection.
I was going to say,
Just like the KFC Taco Bell.
They have a
combination
list
KFC
where you
Taco
can buy
Bell.
it.
I remember. I think my brother gave me. It was like a remote. It was like this like little mini remote that you could basically immediately program any TV with.
Oh yeah.
So you could like go out in public.
didn't have a silly name.
Yeah, it was Pisskebab.
What a callback.
What a memory.
But like I remember having this and just being like, what? How is this legal?
That was so quick.
Thank you. I had a Red Bull today.
Hey, a singular Red Bull.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Speaking of books, I have a Kindle now, which I
Join
got
the club?
because I started reading actual books,
Mm-hmm.
whereas before I was not reading any books.
Okay.
Great.
That's a pretty good. Yeah.
And I recently traveled,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost it on the plane.
Oh.
How
I-
long did you have it for?
I mean, a few months.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it for a good amount of time, and then I guess like
Enough
because-
to come to love it.
You know when you like are on an international flight, so you like take out all the stuff you'll need
Yeah.
on the flight, so you don't have to keep going back up to your bag every time. I did
Curtis.
that, and I guess I took my Kindle out and forgot to put it back in my bag somehow, which I usually I'm very good about checking my seat and stuff like that. But for some reason, I got like weirdly emotional about losing that, and I don't know why. Because it's like, oh, you could just buy another one and replace it. It's not like this type of thing is replaceable. And I'm like, it's my books.
There's your books.
It's my book. But again, it just all the same books are back on the new Kindle, and that one is deactivated now. So
It still
someone
sucks to leave something like that.
it does.
In chat, secretly, I'm a cat. Typed the same thing I was going to say. Barbara did a Chris and forgot her electronics on the plane.
That's exactly what I thought when I realized I lost it. I'm like fucking Chris.
But at least you're on the
could I-
right plane.
That's true.
That's a good place to start.
I had a fucking wild experience last week with my flights from. I was coming back from Manchester, United Kingdom, Manchester.
You've been there.
I have.
That's where you're from. I tried to FaceTime Gavin
not from Manchester.
one night because we had just had dinner and we went into a shop and there was like a bunch of like UK candies and chocolates and stuff like that. And
Hell
I was,
yeah.
I was gonna FaceTime Gavin and be like, "You want me to pick you something up?"
Cadbury.
But you didn't pick up.
I didn't answer, no.
And you texted me like 20 minutes later and you're like, "Did you call me?"
Yeah.
So you could have had a
I
snack.
didn't hear my phone.
Cadbury's better over there than it is here, right? That's like a thing.
Yeah.
Because it's owned by Hershey here.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. It's no good.
So the Manchester airport, pro tip, if you're ever flying from Manchester anywhere, don't, first of all, use any other airport. I heard that travel in the UK is having issues with like checked bags.
I think, yeah, like all of Europe right now is
Like,
having a lot of issues.
they're just having difficulty. So I purposely, when I went to this convention I was at, made sure I did a carry-on.
Okay.
But I had to like stuff it full of shit, and it was like really overpacked and
Huge,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Coming back,
Bulbous.
Thank you. Will you
They-
translate for us? if you will?
this airport has the strictest liquid and electronic policy I've ever seen at any airport. And I'm used to having TSA pre-check in the US, so
Okay.
I usually just like
100
put my
mil?
stuff on the bag, on the belt, and then go through, and it's fine. You don't have to take anything out or anything like that.
I don't have TSA pre-check, and usually I still don't have to. I don't think they care.
They don't really care that
anymore.
much. They
They enforced the one bit bag rule.
the plastic bag.
Yeah.
They give you a Ziploc bag that's about I don't know, 4 inches by 4 inches or something like that.
That's
And they're
because
like,
they have the metric system. They can't use the quart.
I'm never going to be able to get through the store. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But all of your liquids have to fit in this little bag. But I had makeup, I had skincare products,
Right.
I had like all the stuff I'd been traveling with for like 4 or 5 days because I didn't check a bag.
All of which were individually under the limit.
Absolutely.
Right.
But they were literally taking up like my lip glosses and my like, all, like my face creams and stuff like that.
Don't they normally make you put your stuff in a bag here in the U.S. anyway?
Not for TSA pre-check.
I think normally they say you're supposed to. You don't take it
supposed
out,
to.
but it's supposed to be in the bag in
I don't
your
think that's
in-
enforced
in your
anyway.
carry-on.
I've never had
That's
to.
why I made the joke. Like it's supposed to fit in a quart-sized bag.
Yeah. And so
it's also not a specific bag usually. Like they said, they
right.
gave you a
They
bag.
gave me. They had them at the airport to use, and so I did that before going through. And if any liquids or electronics are in your bag that you didn't take out and put on the tray, they take your bags to secondary screening. I'm not kidding. 99.9% of everyone's bags were being taken to secondary screening.
Yeah.
And there were people who were like, I have a flight that leaves in 20 minutes. And there was probably like 100 people in this one security area being like, I need my bag. I need my bag. Like, where is it? And they had one person checking the bags. And you know how it is where they're just like,
Should have put this.
put this. So both my bags get
Are
taken.
these eye drop? Are these terrorist eye drops?
They took I literally had a sample of eye drops that they took out. This big. Anyways,
Who knows what you could do with that?
there was people being like, I have to get on my flight in 20 minutes. And there was a very angry British lady behind the counter who was just like, all right, I'll get your bags when they come, all right? I only have one person working here. I'll get it when I can, all right? Stop yelling.
How did a Cockney make her way all the way up to Manchester?
I know,
wanna
it's madness. It's the only British accent I could do. But she was just screaming at people. And like, I finally get my bag after they go through and have to throw out half my makeup too, by the way.
I'm sure that's cheap.
It's
Yeah.
such a waste.
I literally
Did you
had
get
to
to
be
choose like these are
Yeah.
the cheapest things? I'll toss these.
like, you have to fit it all in the plastic bag and zip it too. Which if it's like overflowing, you can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Ziploc bag.
I'm a dude, and I travel with hardly anything like that, and I'm still stuffing a bag full of like toothpaste, maybe a bit of deodorant. It's
Yeah.
just, like, trying to like. And Heathrow's the same. Even like the fast track. It's
Is
just
it
people,
really?
Like every other bag getting pulled, and it's really just like whatever each country feels like. Like I did a travel show for a while where I just spent 3 months just going from country to country all around the world and watching different airports decide different parts of my regular travel kit were wrong, and just losing it slowly over the 3 months,
I think-
whittling down.
I think particularly in the UK, they're extra diligent after having dealt with like bombings from the IRA for so many years.
Yeah.
Like no trash cans in public.
I assumed it was just. I mean, I'm glad people are being safe, but at that point, it's just such a dumb inconvenience.
Also, I know someone who traveled to the UK shortly after the July 7th, 2005 bombings, who was in one of those security lines with 2 laptops and was told you can only travel with 1 laptop.
And was one of the laptops a bad laptop?
Well,
Was he able to fit it in his butt?
well, luckily he was able to fit it in the trash can,
Oh God.
Which was probably a plastic bag hanging from a ring.
which was no can, but a see-through plastic bag. I think that person ended up shipping it back, if I remember right.
Oh my God.
Why, to be fair, why would you have 2? Like a work one and a personal one?
You know, we know some weirdos, dude.
I just feel like
You ask a very valid question for every person on the planet, but
like
you
I wouldn't
know,
even travel with
I-
a laptop and an iPad because they're too similar.
I have traveled with 2 laptops before.
Fair enough.
I had a work one and a personal one at
Yeah.
one point. Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
probably not super.
Like I
common.
put one in like my carry-on. Like I'm not like I just needed to use it for work, and then I had like my personal one.
For your little stash,
Yeah.
your little monk stash.
But one of the things that
If I got
made me,
lonely in the room.
one of the things that made me the most pissed off at myself is I had like a backpack and my carry-on.
Sure.
And they both got taken to secondary screening. My backpack is one that had all my makeup and skincare products and stuff in it. But my carry-on got taken because I had my hair straightener in there. Because I didn't take that out. I didn't think like that constituted as like a laptop or anything like that.
I thought I had to have like a screen.
The worst part is that I accidentally brought my New Zealand hair straightener because I have like different hair
For the different
appliances
plugs?
for different countries that I've been to, so I don't have to buy a new appliance every time in
Right.
because you can't use hair appliances with different outlets because of the voltage.
you can
Well,
if you buy a special adapter that does a transformer as well.
Okay, I don't have one of those.
I think
It's probably
fine.
about the same price to just get a second one.
Yeah, it was like $20 for
If
that
you
hair
bring 110 volts to like a 220 country, you just get like a super powered device
It just gets hot real fast.
for like 30 seconds. And then it turns
It's a little scary.
I have definitely blown a plug strip doing that. I think I went to, it was either England or Japan, and I was like, oh, I'll just bring a plug strip, and then that way I can plug everything into that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this all works. I've done the math. This works. I plugged it in, and I turned it on. I just hear a pop, and there's a little smoke come out, and I was like, all right, I can't charge anything now.
That's
cool.
Probably England, 'cause I think Japan has 110.
They have 110,
Like
you're
it's
right,
essentially
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah. I was like, well, I will charge my 2 laptops some other way.
I like you have a straightener specifically for New Zealand.
I have a hair straightener and a curler for every country or every like region I've been to. So I have one for
Some people collect shot glasses.
for Australia/New Zealand. I have one for the UK. I have one for Europe.
Do they have special designs on them? Like
No,
It's
it's
like
just
Lord of the Rings
just from
themed.
there.
it's just because I've been to these places enough that like it's and I like to do my hair.
Guy
You,
problems.
you
right?
don't have one straightener to rule them all.
I don't have one straightener to rule them all, guys. That's good though.
God, I thought you were really
I
making
want to
it.
give a quick shout out to Jason for entering the STFspaghetti contest.
Hey.
Are there no
2.5 hours to go.
Are there no international appliances with like a little transformer built in or a little step down, step up
Not
in
that
the
I've seen.
because that'd be
There-
They don't
there's
just step down usually. They have to step up because like Mac chargers have like the little nub you can take off and you
Yeah.
can put on other
little
things.
transformers.
and also
One of
like
those.
PCs. If you look at the power supply in the back, there's normally like a little switch you can flip.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
you
It's like
shouldn't do?
120 and 240.
What you shouldn't do is live in England and then flip that to 110.
Oh, does it make a big
Makes
boom?
big magic pop.
Yeah.
Something
Magic
too,
Pop?
which is really funny. Some hotels in the UK have like an American outlet, or
Yes.
like a few of them. And I realized when I got to my hotel room that I forgot my adapter.
Okay.
And luckily, I had a charger that had, it was just my normal charger. And I was like, oh, I have an outlet for this in here. I plugged it in, but it was one of those like wide chargers, not the like small one that has like the different connection, like the USB-C one, I
Yeah.
think it's called. And it was so wide that it hit that little switch that those outlets have on them in the UK.
Yeah.
that would turn it off.
I hate
And
that.
so I couldn't plug it in and leave it on at the same time because it would just hit the side of that little switch and be stuck.
All right, what you do is you get 2 paper clips, right? And you undo them and you stick them in. It's
You know how the prong has that little hole in it? You just
Yeah,
tie it around
exactly.
there and stick that into the outlet.
It's really important that you put it through and then you plug it in this way. Don't do it
Yeah.
with your hands.
I remember taking my DS to England and then being like, shit, like not bringing any adapters.
Yeah.
Like most of the stuff I could just like rummage around at my mum's house and like find a plug for my thing, but no one had a DS charger there.
Your mom didn't have a DS?
Nope.
Weird.
But her bathroom did have a 110 shaver outlet, which was just perfect for me to put my DS charger straight in.
Just charge it in there.
It's like, a little surprise.
Electricity's stupid.
It's really annoying
Very
because you have to
stupid.
travel with like a bunch of rubble to get it all to work.
I was going to say, why don't we just standardize it? But I guess everyone's already got billions, if not trillions of dollars invested in an existing infrastructure.
You got like some places that share the same plug with a completely different voltage too.
Yes.
Different hertz.
You have to
Like,
get different hair straighteners for different fucking countries.
and what the hell? Like, what is it? Mexico that has a voltage of like 117 or something. It's like
Do
a
they?
7 in there. Like, what's the voltage for Mexico? It's like I've never been there, but I just remember looking like,
And
what
because
can
of
I
this,
use
I'll
there?
never go.
127.
127. like that's.
Oh, it's
What's
worse
the
if
origin
it's
of that?
over 120. Like, if it was 117 or like at least...
It's a 127 supply voltage and 60 hertz still.
So you could probably use all the US stuff
Yeah.
here. It'd just be.
It's just a little out of spec.
To be fair, here a lot of the time, this is the most boring stuff.
You get like 118
Here
a
I
lot.
get like 118, 122. It's whatever ERCOT feels like doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I intentionally keep. I have a lot of battery backups in my house, and I keep that display on, like to see what voltage they're receiving in. It's never
interesting.
120.
It's never 120.
Why would it be?
I plugged a new server into one of those and I immediately overloaded it.
Really?
Yeah, it was like
Oh, that thing you showed.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
Well-
be in a video coming up.
I'll finish up the story too about my travel.
Oh,
Just-
sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I'm basically done.
What is your Kindle charge at?
Don't tell her. Recipe.
Rip.
Have any of you guys ever connected through JFK for an international flight?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Was
Yes.
it the worst experience of your life?
I mean, it's JFK.
Unmemorable. I don't remember it.
So, first of all, customs took an hour and a half.
Cool.
We had a 2.5 hour connection, so I was like, we're fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Get through. Realize that when you're done customs at JFK, no matter what, if you've checked a bag or not, you have to leave and go through security again.
Nice.
And our flight was leaving out of a different terminal, Terminal 2. And so I'm like looking around, I'm carrying all my bags with me. And it's like, here's a train that takes you to Terminals 1 and 2, Terminal 3, Terminal 4. I get on the train, get off at Terminals 1 and 2. I look around, I realize it's just like a tram station. There's no airport in part.
What do you mean?
And there's a giant sign that
It's
said
just
pranked
like,
ya.
it's like its own building. That's just like where you get off. So you have to walk outside, go down the street and into Terminals 1 and 2.
You walk down the street from the trams.
It's like where cars are like dropping people off. So it's like down the street.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but still, wow.
Yeah.
It's not like still in the airport, basically. It's like on the grounds
It's like
of the
a
airport.
separate little building. And so I found a woman and she's like, yeah, just go down these stairs, go out, go to the right. It'll be like the next building over. And I was like, okay. It's also hot in New York when I'm there. So I'm like lugging all my bags. I get in. There's no elevator. I have to walk up the stairs. I finally find security. And at this point, my flight leaves in 45 minutes. I get up there. I get to TSA pre-check. I give them my ticket. And the lady goes, where are you going? And I'm like, Austin. She goes, oh, you're in the wrong terminal.
No.
And I was like, what? And she's like, this is Terminal 1. Terminal 2 is the next one over. So you have to keep going. You have to go outside and keep going down. And I leave and I go out. And as I'm like running to the other building, I see Lindsay ahead of me also running. So both Lindsay and I made the exact same mistake. Because both of us, after we got off the flight, were like, I'll just meet you at the gate.
Yeah.
We'll figure our stuff out.
I feel like it's very telling that something is genuinely broken with this system.
Yeah.
I'm looking. They're not close to each other. Terminal 1 and Terminal 2.
Nope.
I'm looking at a map of JFK right now, and I see the tram stop you're talking about.
Yep.
Do you not have to do that at Dallas? You have to like go through security?
I
feel
think
like I
if-
always do that.
If you're coming on some airports, if
Yeah.
you're coming internationally, it depends on what the security protocols are on your departure airport.
Yeah.
Because
It-
I don't
it
remember
is
where we
what
were
it is.
going. Do you remember that time we had a layover in Dallas? And I can't remember if you went with me. I think it was like Chris and I went to the other side of the airport from our terminal because we realized they had that milkshake machine.
God. It was. I remember that.
Yeah.
At New York Comic Con.
I think it was. Yeah.
It was in Houston.
It was Houston.
Yeah, we were
And-
connecting. We were connecting in Houston.
Yeah. And we were like, they were literally like boarding the flight, like almost calling our names by the time we came back running with milkshakes.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, like I had a milkshake.
Wasn't there a New York Comic Con where it was Yumi, Michael, and Chris?
They came on with smoothies.
Smoothies.
It was different.
They were like literally like we're just waiting for our final passengers to get here. They've been called, and we see Michael and Chris come on just.
With sunglasses, drinking their smoothie like jerks. So, you had 45 minutes. Did you make it to the other terminal?
I made it to my gate as they started boarding.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Not stressful at all.
hyped.
Did you have time to get any New York za?
Yeah. What flavor milkshake did you get?
Hero. I got one of the bistro boxes on the airplane.
Nice.
That was supposed to have all the stuff, and it only came with like 3 items in it.
Because you're too far back, so they'd scavenged. It's like normally you have a choice of Ritz or Cheez-Its.
It was
but
awful.
Now we have gold.
Why are beds up off the ground?
Is that your next podcast
Mice.
top?
That was a thought I had a decade ago.
Why are beds up off the ground?
Not all of them are off the ground. Some places they sleep on the
Japan
ground.
is very low down.
Yeah.
Man, that's one of the best beds I've ever slept in my life. Was at a hotel in Tokyo. The bed's like practically on the ground, and that mattress was firm as fuck.
Why are we in the air?
Maybe that was from when I was I was living in Jeff in this rented house for a few years. Same place where he like threw a tiny motorbike into my bedroom at 1 a.m. But I slept on the floor for like 2 years on a mattress, and it was absolutely fine. Like, why are we pissing about with beds? What are we doing? What's the point?
My current bed frame is really low to the ground. It's
Why not just sleep on a mattress on the
The
ground?
only thing I can think of is when you're getting out of bed in the morning, like no one wants to have to like struggle to stand up. Whereas if you just like get out, like you're already sat up.
There's also like bugs and rats and like from old time when that was a lot more of a concern.
Also, where's the boogeyman gonna live if your
a
bed's
good
He
on
lives
the
on the
ground?
ceiling. He just switches.
Why does okay? At least let's start here. Why does any kid bed ever have a gap underneath?
It's a good question.
Why do they?
that you can
At all
threaten, you
do
can threaten
that.
them. Listen, you better be good, or I'm gonna tell the boogeyman I'm not gonna stop him tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Threatening.
Right.
Threats.
Listen,
That's a good reason.
The boogeyman's gonna get you.
Also, where else are you gonna hide your porn?
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. I have
No parents
my
check under
bed,
the bed.
is probably higher than I'd like it, but I also have storage.
Oh.
I store sheets and mice
Could you
and
sleep?
just treasures that I find throughout my day.
Could you sleep in a hanging bed?
You mean
hammock?
a hammock? Yes.
Yeah, but more like a hanging mattress.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be nice.
And then you wouldn't have to have it on the floor, and you'd have extra space.
But
little
then you'd
sway.
really have to worry about like rolling off the bed in the middle of the
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Because have you ever been on one of those hammocks that's like it's got the wooden bar along both sides, so it's like very like
Yeah.
wide. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to get in and out of, even more than a normal.
Yeah, I wouldn't want an actual like sleeping in a curve. I'd want like
But
a
it's
big
like a flat mattress, but with just like
yeah,
four...
but just have it like 2 feet away
like
from
some
the
type
ceiling.
of sex mechanism.
Why so close? Why so close? Would it like? Would you get in and it would raise you up? Like, how would you get in?
Yeah, you get in and then
Wait, we get a motor on that.
There's no way the mice are getting me
no,
now.
it's only worth it if it's permanently up there because then you can just walk under it and it's not a bed in there taking up the whole room.
Okay, what are your feelings on bunk beds with desk underneath?
Great use of space.
I would love a bunk.
yeah.
If
That'd be
it was
cool.
more acceptable for a 34-year-old to bunk.
Did you know that you and I have the same bed?
Yes,
bed
I
frame.
always, whenever I'm looking at your Instagram stories, I'm like, why is Barbara in my bed?
I think Meg had asked me a few years ago because I had like a photo or something where you could see like the bottom of my bed frame, and she asked what it was because I think you guys had an issue with your cats going under your bed, and
Yeah.
our frame goes all the way
Our bed.
down to the ground, and there's no gap.
Is it an IKEA special?
I think it's like Ashley furniture.
Do you know what though? The cats could definitely get in that bed.
Yeah, there's
gaps.
some gaps.
Yeah, that my bed, like I said, was really low and goes all the way to the ground. That way, no animals can get under it.
Scurry under, yeah. I like it like that.
Mine has a big tunnel behind it, and I put up cardboard. That fucker can't get back there anymore. He tries every other night, but he can't.
What's his name again?
My cat, Ash. Yeah.
Ash.
Like from
Stupid.
Alien?
It was more of like a color thing when I first got him because he was like black. with,
Oh, like Pokemon.
gray. And then and there's also Pokemon, yeah. But now he's just all black, so it makes me look like an asshole. Because I named him when he was different.
Ashhole.
I call him that a lot. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
He's good. He just turned 3.
I call my cat Smeecies a lot.
Species.
When he's being a real piece of shit.
Smee is a piece of shit.
You hate him.
No, I don't hate him. I'm just scared. I'm just scared of him.
Everyone's scared of him.
I think he's gonna bite me every time I see him.
He might.
My cat bites.
See, put that fear in you.
Look, there's scratches there.
It's either the boogeyman's
Oh,
gonna
wow.
get you or Smee's gonna get you.
Smee loves biting women.
What have you taught him?
Yeah.
Didn't he bite you?
He also bit me really hard.
He just likes biting women more.
And Dan.
Yep.
And okay.
How many
So he
women
just
has he
likes
bit?
biting people. Yeah.
Just one?
I would say he's bitten double the women. What? Double
Okay,
the-
so 4. At least 4.
I like you couldn't even finish the thought yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, he should be put down, ideally.
Oh, wow.
He keeps biting people.
All
like,
right.
what?
Didn't you say-
Okay.
I feel like you should just find someone who like wants a cat and be like, guess what?
Nah.
Do you want a cat? Are you really into pain? Have I got the cat for you?
Nah, he's the best. We love each other, but I am scared when anyone new comes over.
Yeah.
He just goes for him.
You never know. He's like really friendly, and he's like, and then he'll just chomp.
That's exactly how my cat is.
That's why I just
I have to
don't
like
interact.
pry him off. Like he's like he latches.
Yeah,
Bite him.
scary.
I have done that.
He,
I had a bitey cat
Bite
once.
back?
That's what I had to do
Yeah.
to get it to stop.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just bite him.
Yeah.
Smee's 8 now.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Can
An
you
old boy.
just
An
shave
old
his teeth
boy.
down? Is that
I don't
ethical?
think. No, I don't think so.
Just give him
Okay.
soft food. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Then his tongue will hang out all adorably.
I didn't say shave him off. I just said down a little bit, you know? It's not a big deal. Don't do that.
Oh, and just so I don't really want to put Smee down.
No, yeah.
Wasn't real.
I think we all knew it was a joke.
/ sarcasm.
A little bit.
I'm just scared of him. Every time like I'm around him, I always freeze up, and I'm just like, maybe if I'm perfectly still, he won't know I'm here.
And then he just looks at you and just thinks she's ripe for biting.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's right. She's not even moving.
The perfect prey.
Have you seen Prey? Did you watch it?
We just watched it last night. Yeah. Have you seen
What's that?
Prey? It's on Hulu.
Gavin, you see it?
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it though.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's enjoyable.
I like that director.
Yeah, he did same director who did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was
Okay.
Yeah, he's really good.
awesome. So good. Yeah, I thought it worked really well, Mike. I get it, but I wish they had filmed the movie in Comanche. I know it's available as like a dub option. I wish they had. Not like it's like a super dialogue heavy or dialogue driven movie,
but when there is dialogue, it does feel a little off in that way.
there's even like a scene where they talk about language a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I felt like it was written ambiguously.
Yeah.
Because like one of the characters says like, I know lots of languages.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I felt like
But
this
then you're
could-
like, what are you supposed to be speaking right now? Like, are you supposed to
Yeah.
be speaking English or something
Right.
else? Yeah.
So I don't know. It would have been cool, I thought, if it had been filmed actually in Comanche.
There was a lot of, I mean, like with a lot of films, I think there was a lot of ADR done in that film. And it was very obvious to me to the point where I was like, are they speaking another language and it's dubbed in English? Like, what? And then I just had to
Hey,
rewatch it.
we've been learning ADR is tough.
ADR
It's
is
fun,
tough.
but it's tough.
We've been doing ADR for, am I allowed to say?
Yeah, sure.
Or not ADR, but we've been doing the dub for Ruby Ice Queendom.
Yeah.
What's fun about ADR?
It's fun. You get you get to watch it.
Yeah.
2, it's like
Like a game.
thousands of little puzzles. You
Yeah.
have to be like, we wrote the sentence and we thought it worked, and now we need one more syllable. How do we fix this without just putting
Huh?
at the end of every sentence?
Or, hey, ba 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 ba.
Yeah. That's like, okay, we need 2 more syllables at the end of this. Can we have Yang say Ruby for the 5th time? Probably not.
if you make it 3 syllables, then you can say Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba
That
Booey.
is true.
It is challenging though.
Yeah.
Doing a dub for an anime
It takes a
it's-
lot longer than.
It's just like a lot of work for everyone. Like with Elena and everyone who does like all the audio work over
Yeah.
animation, like timing up the beeps and putting it in and testing it out and seeing how it feels and just like all that work that goes into it. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. And you guys obviously writing the lines and whatnot.
It's been fun and rewarding. We'll have more news on it soon, but it's been a cool experience to do. Something new.
I always know when an episode comes out because Ruby trends on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's been interesting to see, yeah. My
It's
first
like
thought
Ruby,
is like, oh
Alex
fuck,
Jones.
what happened? Yeah. Oh my god.
How much does Alex Jones owe now?
50 million?
All because he couldn't shut up. Can you imagine owing $50 million because you can't shut the fuck up? Like, dude, just shut up. You will save $50 million if you shut the fuck up.
My favorite
Nope.
part was it was like, what did the judge say? Like, just because you file for bankruptcy doesn't mean you're bankrupt yet.
Oh,
It's like Michael Scott screaming, "I declare bankruptcy."
That's exactly what it felt like.
that guy has made so much money off of lies.
Yeah.
Like so much money. I
Yeah.
think there was a podcast I listened to where they were going over like how much exactly he made from different lies he's told and like essentially taking people for a fucking spin. And it's like hundreds of millions of dollars that this guy
Yeah, I
has
think
made.
at one point he was making like $800,000 a day
Yeah.
from like survival items and
Supplements.
supplements.
Don't let your frogs be gay. Eat this vitamin.
Don't let your frogs be gay.
That was the whole thing,
That
yeah.
was his big thing.
He was talking about like chemicals that were going in the water. They're making the frogs gay.
Wow, can't have that.
It's classic Alex Jones, really.
Yeah, it really. I remember you had like a really old podcast story about.
Oh, it might be in there.
Is that in your notes?
I think you said you were in like a taxi or something, and the guy
Oh.
was listening to Alex Jones and
Yeah.
talking about how he had the light inside of him,
He's
and
gonna-
he wanted to put it in you.
He was going to put the light inside of me. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but I mean, Alex Jones has always been kind of like this weird Austin person.
Yeah.
And like, it was like this guy you would watch on public access back in the 90s. And then the internet came along, and then he got a big audience. And now he can't shut up and he owes $50 million because he spews lies.
I mean, we've had for centuries civilizations have had town idiots, so it makes sense.
Now everyone gets to see ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Idiots got louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anytime like there's national news coverage about the trial, or they'll show like him walking into the courthouse, like, hey, I know where that is. That's on Guadalupe. That's
Oh wow, yeah.
yeah, that's not too far from
I've never
here.
had an actual like in person Alex Jones spotting,
Me neither.
I don't know.
because I know he
I would
goes
like
out in
to
his
keep
like
it that way.
his big truck
Yeah.
like SUV thing and stirs up shit all the time.
I don't think I've seen him in person either. Maybe I have. Maybe it's been a long time if I have. Like Barbara said, it's better that way.
Yeah.
I'd be okay if I went my whole life never interacting or seeing him with my own two eyes. I think I'd be okay.
Nah.
I'd make it through
I
somehow.
want to throw things at him. Nothing heavy.
Yeah.
Frogs.
Yeah.
Gay frogs.
Specifically gay frogs.
Suck on this.
Yeah. He's like, no.
Oh man, yeah. I love my favorite thing about all the coverage about the trial is all the bad headshots and all the bad video excerpts they use of him. Like it feels like they intentionally pick the worst possible moments to like freeze frame a video and take a still of it and use it as like a background.
Every clip I've seen of that trial, I mean, you kind of said it before, it really genuinely feels like a setup scene from The Office.
Yeah.
It's like he will say, I never said that, and they'll say, roll the clip, and it's him saying the exact
And
thing.
they say, well, I never said it.
Yeah, and he's just like, well,
Roll the clip.
keep playing. I say something different. And it's like, okay. It's, I don't know. How do they decide what trials are televised or not?
That's something I always wonder because they're also televising, or not televising, but broadcasting, I guess.
This is my current favorite.
Great.
Spit everywhere.
Well, they did obviously the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard
Yeah.
trial, which I felt was just so gross. And just like having that out there in public like that,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of having these things be public.
Because it's like,
Ratings, money.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's
No one needs. Yeah, some of those things no one needs to know. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
yeah.
and they're also televising the Nicholas Cruz
I don't know
trial,
what that is. What am I
the
I don't know what that is.
Parkland shooter.
Oh, okay.
Was it
Oh,
Parkland?
really?
Parkland? No, not. Sorry, I'm getting this so wrong.
It's unfortunate there's been so many
It's unfortunate
shootings.
that I have to say one of the school shooters.
No, the Stoneman Douglas High School.
That's the one. Yeah. They're televising his trial.
But yeah, Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
okay.
So it is
So it is the Parkland one.
Yeah. For some reason, when I said Stoneman Douglas, I thought it was the Houston one, but that's a different one.
Is it?
This is
Yeah.
the worst problem to have.
But it's just like that some of the stuff that is like being shown and played and stuff like that is just like no one should have to hear that kind of stuff. It's like recordings from the classrooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And testimonies of parents and it's just like awful things to see.
Is there, this is kind of devil's advocate, but like, is there something in we're not taking this seriously enough? We need people to understand the realities of it.
Right, you can't just gloss over it.
Yeah,
I
I get what
know.
you're saying too. I really do. I just like
I think part of me is like, these people already have been through how many devastating
Especially for the victims,
shootings and
absolutely.
school shootings and still have not done anything about it.
yeah.
These people who like claim to give their thoughts and prayers to these families and then still take no action. So I'm like, I don't know what good this will do.
That part's very true. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just a very strange thing to see on your YouTube timeline.
Well, because obviously, like what happened with Alex Jones and Sandy Hook and stuff, it's like they're also going to broadcast this stuff, and there's a lot of people out there that are going to go attack the victims
Right.
for whatever reason that they make up, and it's like, well, okay, this is hurting them now too. So I don't know.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, Anyways, Pisskebab, am I right?
Kebab.
What, Kerry, is your middle name Segway?
Yeah.
Kerry
I just really like saying
Shawcross.
Pisskebab.
You can get a
Wonder what that
tattoo?
was.
Hit me with another one.
I would get a piss kebab tattoo.
Pisskebab? Would it be like globs of piss in kebab form?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, globs, that's right. You
I
ever
was,
you have a glob of piss?
I was at a candy store recently, like one of those big stores that just sells like tons of different kinds of candies. And
Heaven.
they had, inside the store, they had like a urinal set up on the wall, like next to some of the candy display. And it was filled with like little urine sample cups. And in it was like urine candy.
What?
It was like, it was like a liquid in there and it said, it's candy. And it was like in little like collection specimen cups. I was like, well, I'm definitely not buying that.
What is it made out of?
Why didn't
don't
you buy
know.
it so we could be eating it now on the show?
Urine candy. Here, I'll look it up.
I have a question for you. If you're American, when you go into a bathroom,
Okay, walk in the bathroom.
and you're American when you come out of the bathroom, what are you when you are in the bathroom?
This is a bad pun, isn't it?
What are you when urine?
European.
It's good.
I didn't make that one up. Ew.
Someone's ending the podcast already.
I've got a great one.
Yeah.
Old relatives are irrelevant. I just saw that one.
Whoa.
You know what that means?
Sorry, Grandma. You're irrelevant. You going to a home.
Shallow X-ray. And my favorite, Monty Chopsticks.
Monty Chopsticks.
What was Monty doing with chopsticks?
Did he use them weirdly?
I don't know. Probably.
I know Monty.
I used 3 chopsticks.
He was able to do like anything with chopsticks.
Yeah.
I remember
He's very talented.
Yeah.
That, or if maybe he was like, well, let's say he was efficient with them. I was like, if it was an efficiency thing, because he was big on that.
I found I look at this every so often. It's my entire text conversation with Monty.
Okay. Here, do you want to do you, and I'll do Monty's reply.
Oh, this is good.
Okay. Yang trailer was top.
Thanks, Gavin. I'm sorry, that's 3 months later. Anus.
And then you said,
And then I said, on a different day, good luck today.
I love that.
That was it.
That's very good.
That's our entire text.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I like he just
Anus.
text me anus.
And then days later, you said something else. You didn't even respond to his anus.
No.
Oh.
Monty.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Just look at the first 3.
Is that also your text history?
Yeah.
I don't know if
I'm so I none of my stuff saved.
I
you gonna
think,
read that one out or
mine
not?
clears after a few years.
It was. I received this message. Would plugging a power strip into the converter work? Who is this? Oh, right. This is Monty.
I like that he was asking about plugging stuff into a power converter too. How perfect that you read that on
Who
this
is
one.
this?
Yeah, it's like he was listening to this podcast in the future. Oh. Who is this?
Who is this?
It's a very confrontational Gus reply.
I mean, I feel like that was like during it was probably during the era where you were IT.
Yeah.
So you're probably like, what is this problem I'm going to have to deal with?
Yeah. Oh, God. Don't make it worse.
Yeah. That was like when somebody tried to tell me you shouldn't plug a plug strip into a battery backup. And And I was like,
Why is that?
don't tell me what to do.
Is that a thing?
It's like something to do with
I think you're more likely to overload it.
you're more likely
draw
to
too much
overload
power.
it, and there's some like frequency stuff. The energy can get dirty. I don't know.
One time
Filthy.
I tried plugging a battery backup into a battery backup. I don't know if you've ever done that.
Infinite energy.
It doesn't work.
Were you trying to make them fight?
But like the one that gets the second one that's daisy chained on just constantly power cycles off and on. Like chick, 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 chick. So it doesn't work. No,
So when people like take two drills and make them like turn against each other.
I was like, I've just solved all of the world's energy problems. Nope, it doesn't work.
Never-ending loop.
Shout out to David in the chat. He said that my shirt is cool. Thank you.
I was complimenting Kerry's fit today.
I bought it because I spill on the podcast sometimes,
Oh,
No one would know.
and no one will know.
it's like that.
Don't do it.
It's like that. I think you should leave skit. What are they? What does he call them?
Can't tell.
The special
Look at
pants.
that.
Can't look at
You
that.
actually
that.
I
can't.
think you
They just rolled
should
off.
leave
What the-
I was
pants.
gonna say, is that shirt hydrophobic? Oh my god!
Oh, it is.
That-
Calico
Oh,
pants.
my crotch isn't though.
I was gonna say those
Oh,
pants.
my dick's wet. Oh, my dick's wet.
Can we get that
So
as a
much
sample?
more came out than I wanted.
But look at the shirt. It's fine.
Hydrophobic.
It like beads up on the shirt.
Yeah, but my dick is very.
You're gonna have a wet crotch
my
for the
dick
rest of the
and
night.
balls are
Shall I get you
soaked.
Shall I get you a towel?
You know what? No, I don't
Here,
get
just stick
experience this very
Gus's
often.
face in your.
Oh yeah, here we
crotch.
go. Here we go.
That's mine, I think.
That's inappropriate. Where's Gus's pillow?
There you go.
Oh,
Stick
wow.
that in your crotch.
No.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, Gav. This was something I was wondering when I was in the UK. How come here in the United States or Canada, when you're walking on a sidewalk or down like the aisle of an airport,
Yeah.
you walk on the right side typically, and people walk on the right side of the opposite.
You always walk on your right.
Yes. In the UK, you drive on the left.
Yep.
So you would think the walking would be matching up with the way people drive. There is no consistency on any sidewalk in the UK. Everyone's just fucking walking wherever they want. You could try walking on the right, and then there'll be like 10 people who are also walking on the right. You start walking on the left, there's going to be like a bunch of people walking on the left. There's no consistency.
I fucking hate London, England. It is the worst city I've been to in
Well,
my
it's full of
entire
tourists for a start.
fucking life because of that.
But I was in Manchester. There's
Oh,
not a lot of.
God.
I don't
It's
think there's a lot-
countrywide, Gavin. It's countrywide.
Don't think I was ever taught to walk on a specific side.
I don't think no one taught
Exactly.
us either. It's not like you go to school in the third grade and they're like, you're
I
going to
went
walk
to
on the
a pub.
right side.
I was in London.
Yes.
I went to a pub. I bumped into probably 5 people. I was there for the first 3 days of my 10-day trip. I bumped into probably 4 or 5 people. And I said, walking down the street, you are walking towards me, and we have to move out of each other's way. Do you move to the right or to the left? And the person at the pub said, what?
Yep.
I think typically I
hate it.
did go to the left while I was there, and then
The majority of people were walking on the right.
Some countries, like Australia, they walk on the left. New Zealand, they walk on the left. They're civilized down there.
Because they drive
England,
on the left.
yeah.
It's just a
just walk around
open
people.
game.
If you see someone, just don't walk.
Well,
Do you ever get it when you're so far from someone?
Yes.
And you've already started moving, and they move, and it's like this.
It's
It's
the
like
same thing. Gavin, I was there for like 10 days, and I was like having a breakdown after like 5 or 6, going like,
People
I
keep
might just
walking.
catch a flight home. I might just leave. I'm in hell. Like I can't stay
Except the
here.
plane doesn't know what side to go on. It's like it tries going on the left and it goes on the right.
I hated it.
Here's
Like,
what you should do: just walk.
What?
Just
walk.
we were
I did,
we
and I
were
bumped
walking.
into people, and it was making me insane.
I don't think I was. I think I did walk on the left without realizing it because I feel like I was walking into people a lot more when I came in here.
This
When
is-
I came to the US, especially in airports, and like Bernie, like even like in the downtown office, I would walk like straight into Bernie coming out of the bathroom to the main room, and he'd be like, "Other side," and I'd be like, "This side?" Like,
This is the same fucking country that uses both the imperial and metric system.
yeah, you know,
Y'all
it's
just
whatever.
can't fucking decide.
And then they look
We're
down on us
old.
for using Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit is a piece of shit.
See?
It's a piece of shit.
Fahrenheit's fine.
Man, this Saturday,
Barbara, God.
this Saturday, it only got up to 96
was
or
beautiful.
so. It felt so good.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt to step outside.
Today too was nice. I think it was only like 98 today.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I think
Yeah, it's like
since
36 or something.
between RTX and this past Saturday, there had been one day that wasn't over 100 degrees.
And even before RTX, right? Like I think
the weekend of RTX was under 100.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's been a brutal summer
Hey, it rained for 20 minutes the other day, so that was cool.
in some parts of Austin.
I always look forward to the heat, but just knowing how the heat stacks, and basically like here, I feel like when I lived in England, it'd be like noon would be really hot, and then
Yeah.
as the sun goes down, it cools down. Here, it's like the graph, it gets hotter as long as the sun is in the sky.
Yes.
So from like 6 until 5, it's just getting hotter.
Yeah.
And then between like 5 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Watch the arm.
watch out,
there,
you're in
Gavin. Watch the arm there.
Oh, was
Gavin.
Yeah, it is
Cut it
still
close up.
a weird sensation to go out at night here, and it's like 95 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't cool
So-
down
But when
until the sun starts coming up the next morning.
But
Right,
when you
where it's like
open
79.
the weather app and every single temperature for the entire week starts with a 4 or
Or
100 for Fahrenheit, it's just like, oh man, each day it will get less cool.
See, if you tell me it's 40 degrees out, like that doesn't sound intimidating.
But when
I'm
you say
not
it's
gonna
like
take
100.
Yeah, 100, triple digit. You never get to say, "Oh man, England was in triple digits," because it's 40.
Maybe if you're boiling water,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, it's triple digits on
triple
my stove.
digit water. Yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Celsius sucks.
I can't tell the difference between 1 degree of Celsius.
Other than today,
You don't know what fucking side of the street to walk on. Okay? Don't fucking...
I will say it does make sense though, because I think Fahrenheit is typically what's used for body temperature.
Sure.
And so if you're using like
That
temperature
still doesn't make sense.
in your surroundings,
Still is pointless.
it is very specific. Whereas I think Celsius is more like a general, since like it's a.
I'm willing to say that there's room for both because you grew up with both, I guess, right?
I grew up with
You-
Celsius,
in the UK, yeah.
and then I moved here and had to get used to Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
But we always would use Fahrenheit for our like thermostat at home, for some reason.
Weird.
Yeah. I don't know why. The low every single day from tomorrow, Tuesday, until Wednesday of next week, 75 degrees.
Oh, that's nice.
Here?
The low. That's probably like 4 a.m., 5
It's probably
Yeah,
right
right at
before the sun
dawn.
comes up.
The highs are 100, 101, 99, 95.
95? What day is that?
It's the day it rains on Friday. And then it's back up to 98, 99, 101, 102, 102.
Yeah, I've been trying to make a video about a new storage server I got, and I can't turn it on most days because it just gets too hot. It's like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a cooler day where I can film it.
When I took my my test for my pilot license, it's like when it's this hot, it's like doing it on hard mode because the thermal updrafts are so extreme.
Like buffeting you.
Yeah, when you're doing your test, you need to keep like a very specific window of altitude, and if you get too high or too low, you fail. So it's like it's just like trying to fight updrafts nonstop.
Is that what causes turbulence?
Some,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Some, yes.
Because I know like that's like a thing, especially with like Texas and like Austin's like landing, you end up like getting more turbulence.
Yeah, it's like
right?
buckle, tighten
Yeah.
that seatbelt.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fucking hot. It's gonna be bumpy.
tighten that sphincter.
The air. In some places, I think in
Straight
England,
butthole.
it was getting so hot. Maybe in Manchester, it was getting so hot that like airports were having to close because it was too hot.
I heard like tarmacs were melting.
Right.
Yeah,
Melting?
I mean,
Yes.
a lot of stuff in England is
'Cause it wasn't meant
designed
for
to
it.
survive cold and freezing over and over again.
Well, I mean like
It's like when it freezes here and everyone, people die and everyone.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
That's
well,
fair.
houses in Texas are built to keep heat out, not in. And so when it gets cold, they're not good at keeping heat in the houses.
and then England's the reverse.
it's
so,
the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just sitting in a hot
Yeah.
box.
Infrastructure, man.
Yeah, I realized how much I've taken air conditioning for granted.
Yeah,
You know,
big time.
except when we get asked to not use our air conditioning.
I try to keep it off as much as I can
You're a better person than I am.
because my electricity bill has been
Okay, fair.
I got my
the
fucking electric bill the other day.
roof, dude.
I think it's the highest bill I've ever had
Oh my
for
God.
electricity. It's so fucking
We still
nuts.
have all of August.
Yeah, we're just now entering the hottest part of the year.
Yeah.
Sucks, but we're closer to the end than the beginning. Not really.
Of August? Or you mean summer?
Summer.
you
We're
have it-
almost halfway through.
Would you ever get a solar panel?
I would love to get a solar panel. Get some solar on my place. I think
It's a lot
that.
of work.
What's that?
It's a lot of work. Not
Yeah,
for me.
and I
but-
think that the way that the grid in Texas is set up for solar isn't ideal necessarily.
I think you basically have to get like a battery for it to be worth it.
Right, and I don't think you can.
Can't get like
There's like weird.
the Tesla
there's
battery
weird rules
Powerwalls
about it
and
here.
shit? Okay.
But they like force you to use the grid.
Right. I
Well,
think it's like you can't sell energy back to the grid.
Oh, I thought you could.
I don't know. Fuck, I gotta look it up now. Texas solar problems.
Yeah, why would they want you to sell back energy to a grid that doesn't have enough energy? Because most of the time,
Well, wouldn't that be why they want it?
sure would. You would think. You would fucking think.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
I don't
We
know, man.
you could come back to this when you get the answer. But we went bowling this weekend.
Where'd you go bowling at?
The only place I know of in Austin, Highland Lanes,
Okay.
right?
Like off of 183 in Burnett?
Yeah.
It's pretty jank.
It's
It's
straight
bowling.
out of the 80s. They haven't changed it probably since they built that establishment.
It's probably the same shoes.
Same shoes, same carpet design, same alley design and everything like that. Watching Gavin bowl, let me tell you, it is an experience.
Do they have bowling in England?
The only
Yeah, we
way
got bowling.
the only way
What do
I
you
could
call it?
describe
Celsius bowling.
in metric, the only way I could describe Gavin bowling is violent.
I want to murder those pins. All right. I want to take a light ball and I want to get it down there about 30 miles an hour.
It looked like you were gonna go with your ball every time you shot it down the lane.
Did you notice that about halfway through I switched to a heavier ball that I couldn't throw as hard because I thought I was going to give myself a hernia? Like sometimes it would just sail up there and it'd be like an explosion.
Yeah.
You seem like I wouldn't normally think of this of you, but you telling this story makes me think you're one of the people that like when you throw the ball, it goes like halfway down the lane before it hits. And
No, I don't really struggle with it landing far. I struggle with it slamming straight into the ground like a foot in front of me first.
Yeah. It was very much just like a fucking like
With
rocket.
authority.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't bowl good.
How many?
You did great actually though,
I think I bowled like a 140 or something.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's no, it's no Jeff.
How many stones was your ball?
One.
One stone,
one.
one or
Eric-
less.
Eric just reminded me, the RTAA that came out today was a bowling story from Anma.
Oh, it was.
Was it about Jeff and his old bowling days?
Yes.
He used to bowl.
Dude,
He used to be serious about bowling.
you should watch that RTAA if you haven't seen it yet.
How many things did you guys used to partake in a lot of activities. You apparently did laser tag, you
Well,
surfed, you did
Didn't
bowling.
he like wreck bowling?
But think about all the things you still do at this point. We used to be young too.
I mean, not a lot, really.
Right, but
nothing like
You've done more.
consistently.
It peters out.
yeah, that's
That's
true.
what happens. If you gotta,
That's fair.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, we've just lived long lives. we're old now, so we've had plenty of opportunity to do a lot of things.
It's every two. I started. I played like poker with friends for the first time, like in real life recently. And that was fun. I'd only ever played like video game poker. That's
Oh,
lame.
what other hobbies do you partake in?
I have too many. Is my problem. I got the ADHD.
ADHD.
So it basically consists of me thinking I'm going to go all in on a hobby, buying at least $50 worth of materials or equipment, and then doing it for a week and then abandoning it.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
right
He's
now,
having a
dude.
pile of ex hobbies.
Yeah.
That was me all pandemic.
Yep.
Your hobby is X hobbies.
Yeah. I collect hobbies. That's what I do.
Can you think of a card game that's better virtually than it is in real life?
A card game?
I mean, Uno on the 360 was cool because you see a lot of dicks.
That's exactly what reminded me.
There's no blowjobs in real Uno. No one's getting sucked off in the middle of the game.
How else would I
ever.
see a random cock when I was playing Uno if it wasn't for the 360 version?
That shitty little 360 cam.
Did you ever experience that, Barb? I hope not.
I saw some of the longest, sloppiest blowjobs playing Uno.
I've seen some things on Uno. I think I saw way more than I ever should have on chat roulette
Oh yeah.
/ Omegle.
Yeah, at least you're kind of expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not
I'm-
playing a family card game.
Yeah.
Oops, all blowjobs.
Uno.
It's the best when like two blowjobs are like sending it back and forth. With Uno
reverse. Draw 4.
Those were the days.
Yeah, I saw my friend's balls like that one time. Anyways, we're gonna say
How many
Gus?
views is Uno the movie up to now?
1 billion.
I don't know. I think it was over 10 million.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah!
That's crazy.
And I don't think there's any dicks in that one.
No?
Imagine how many more views you'd have if you
well-
just put a dick in there.
How many
okay.
people were in that video? Total?
5?
Is it 4 or 5?
Oh, then we had everyone in the credits.
It's at 10.2 million right now.
10.2. So they had at least 4 dicks.
Let's do a sequel and do 360 webcams.
Are those servers still up? Original Uno 360?
I don't know.
I mean, they shut down the Halo 2 360. I assume that wasn't that the last one?
Oh, people in the chat not sure what we're on about with blowjobs and Uno.
On
Go
the-
back to
that-
2006.
Yeah.
there was like the first time you get a webcam on a console, as far as I know.
Xbox 360.
Xbox 360, they sold a shitty little webcam. It must have been like 640 by 480 or something.
And you could use
If.
your webcam playing Uno online with people.
Correct.
Yeah,
You'd
like-
have like your little avatar.
Had a
And so a
manual
lot of people
focus
would
ring
be-
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And inevitably, all that would happen is people would show their dicks when you played Uno.
Yeah.
That's it.
You'd get like 5 hands in, you think everything's going great, and the dude would stand up, and it'd just be there. Then you're stuck with this thing of like, okay, I'm winning right now. What am I gonna do? Leave? No, I'm gonna
Right,
stare
I'm
at this
winning
dick and I'm
the
gonna play
game.
this draw 4. Like that's what I'm gonna do.
You know what I used to do on chat roulette?
Show your dick. Sorry.
Yes, Carrie. I knew a lot of people did that. I brought my webcam really close to my eye, and I squinched it really hard, and I tilted my webcam so that if you do that, by the way, on your eye, it looks like a hairy vagina.
That's amazing.
And me, as like a 14-year-old, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And I would just start all conversations like this, wait for them to freak out and go, ah! Or just open the eye.
oh,
So
just
apparently,
imagine expecting to see a vagina
take a nice
and then
pic for
having it
you.
open. Sorry. Anyways,
maybe
Gavin,
you've got an eye fetish. The FBI, as we speak, the FBI is executing a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago.
Are you
let's
serious?
go.
Yeah, some
Let's
people in chat were
go.
telling me about
Oh,
it.
shit. Interesting.
So maybe watch that. No, don't watch that. Wait.
No,
20
wait.
more minutes.
Here, we're gonna have some Biden commentary on it.
Not the Winter White House.
Do you think is Dark Brandon leading this?
Carrie, it's my eye.
Oh God, it really does look like. I feel like I
She's
should.
got a weird hairline.
This is my eye.
I feel like I shouldn't be looking.
eye. That's
It's an eye.
Barbara.
Can we make that the thumbnail? Just nothing else, and that's the
Eric,
thumbnail?
close up on that thumbnail.
What do you mean no? It's an eye.
So much worse when I show it.
Oh
on the
my
camera.
God.
It's an eye, Eric.
We're gonna get demonetized.
I got a video demonetized because it was Dan's uvula.
Here, look.
And I
this
and I
this is what
appealed
it was in the normal version. See?
Okay, here we will get a close up.
And then when you tilt
No.
it,
No,
It's like Baby Yoda all over again.
Oh my God. I was not.
oh no.
I thought it was going to, but I didn't realize it was going to that much.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best part.
That's,
Surprise.
Could you wear a contact that looks like the inside of a vagina and just
What?
open your eyes slightly? What?
Like,
Yeah. Yes.
I
yeah.
love now seeing chat catching up to when they see the photo. Oh God. Oh no.
Where this is right when
Barbara,
someone's
please.
parents walk into the room.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's a podcast, Mom. I swear, it's an eye.
Like one of those like all black contacts.
Why would it be all
I was gonna say pink.
Yeah, that too. That's yeah, totally normal.
So what else is
know,
happening
with-
at Mar-a-Lago, guys?
With with 2 teeth in there, just like normal stuff.
Oh yeah, I
God.
just got the news alert. FBI executes search warrant at Mar-a-Lago.
I found out from Rooster Teeth chat.
They're helping us out.
This just in. Well, that'll be interesting.
But it's weird. This title says FBI executes search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. Trump says. So he's telling what? I'm confused. Anyways, interesting.
Well, now I don't believe it.
I guess this podcast is gonna have to keep going until they're done, so we can have
Oh, are they currently searching it or?
Trump said, "My beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. They even broke into my safe." Yeah, that's
That's kind of
what
the point of a
that's
search
what they
warrant.
do, is
Yeah,
the
they-
FBI.
They figured out my password.
Yeah, the
1111.
What didn't someone actually figure out Trump's password on Twitter when he was still
that's why.
active?
Yeah,
It was
remember?
like MAGA 2020 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, then they started tweeting at him or something.
Yeah.
I forget what happened, but yeah, they hacked into his account.
Listen, I worked before Rooster Teeth, I worked IT, and I worked at this job
What?
where our CEO, we had a password policy for everyone, except our CEO didn't like it. And he insisted we exempt his account from the password policy.
Like the requirement for like
Right. So that
Symbols,
his
capital.
password could be CEO. He insisted, and he would not listen to us. His password was CEO. And we were like, all right, we're just going to have to lock down his account. Like, I mean, I guess his email's toast because they're going to get
Now, wait a
his
minute.
email, but you want to make sure
Didn't you
it
work
can't
at another
access
company
anything
with
else.
Bernie before?
CEO. I was like, that's the fucking
Was he an old
dumbest
guy?
thing ever. Yeah.
Why'd you have to ask? 1, bad with passwords. 2, a CEO.
Yeah.
Old guy.
fair play.
Yeah.
It's more of an Anma story, but I thought about stealing his car once.
Okay.
Remember me to tell that story on Anma next time we're together?
Did he have like a code on the side?
No, he left his keys on the desk all the time.
I mean, no one's gonna guess that your password is CEO.
It is.
Probably.
It is kind of genius in some ways.
That might be
Yeah.
the most secure password because everyone's going to be guessing at least 4
Like, what's your
letters.
kid's name? What city
Yeah.
were you born? Like, no one's gonna think CEO. That's not gonna make my password.
That's the kind of thing you put in 2600 magazine.
Yeah.
try their job title first.
What was the password for the road signs?
If I remember right, I think it was DOT,
Just as bad.
Department of Transportation.
Oh, I don't know why I was going to say Department of Texas. I'm an idiot. I'm kind of surprised, but also not surprised that you remember that. I don't know.
In case it ever comes up, it might come
Some
up
things
someday.
just stick in your head like that.
Yeah.
I will never forget. Did y'all ever play PT?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember the series of 6 numbers that repeated over and over again in that game?
Oh, I forgot about that. No.
204863. I don't know why. I'll never fucking forget
I
that.
think I still remember the lost number. Was it 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42?
I never saw Lost.
You're missing out.
Yeah. I was more of a Battlestar Galactica kind of guy.
I watched both. I made the
That's
time
not, you
somehow.
can't do that.
I still remember some
not allowed.
cheat codes and things
Yeah.
for games I'll never play.
For you never played.
Or I never played to begin with.
Last year, I went to Hawaii and I took a Lost tour. Which,
that sounds pretty cool.
you never watched it, but for me, like having to watch and love that show, it was like, oh, weird. Like seeing all the locations, like very specific, like very iconic things. Like, oh, this is where the others live. You watched Lost, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like all the buildings where the others like live in the jungle. Like, oh, it's a YMCA camp. It's
Really?
Like, like weird stuff. Like, oh, this is the beach where the plane crashed. Like,
Do they
just looking at like this is exactly it. It's super weird.
Do they keep any of the sets there, or is it just all back to...
Most of the sets have fallen apart or they didn't keep. And in fact, those the buildings that the others lived in, when I saw them, they were just starting to paint them. They were changing the color to blue. So it's like I saw them and like that was the week they were going to repaint them and change the color, so they didn't look the same anymore.
Did they have the the black bear?
They had a polar bear and a smoke monster.
Okay. I was dang it. I was
neither
gonna
of
say
which
I was
were
gonna ask
there.
if the weed cloud was there. Kind of beat me to
I
it.
still need to watch Lost.
Same. Hey, let's watch Lost together.
Yeah, let's do it.
The smoke monster just murdered one of the main characters out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
Now we don't need to watch anymore because he fucking spoiled it for
Well, no,
us.
the funny thing about the weird thing about
I'll
Lost
forget it.
is that they filmed on Hawaii and they would film. I guess presumably when they film a season, it would be weeks at a time that they're out there working.
Yeah.
And inevitably, you would hear like stories like, "Oh, so and so cast member from Lost arrested for DUI." It's like, oh, they're dying this season. It's like it was a recurring thing. It happened
Wow.
multiple times throughout the series. Someone would get a DUI, and that season their character died.
Convenient.
It happened like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a.
And it's amazing how many cast members just stayed
What do you mean?
in
Despite,
Hawaii.
Oh, really? Did they?
Or like worked on other Hawaiian shows and just thought, I'm living here now.
I feel like if I ever go to Hawaii, I'll probably want to stay there. I don't know. It just seems so beautiful and so amazing.
You should watch Lost, then go and take a Lost tour.
Go take a Lost tour, yeah.
I mean, if I ever get back to Japan again, I'm just gonna stay.
I remember really
Japan and
liking
Hawaii.
the first 3 series of Lost.
Well,
First
then
3 seasons.
It's
Yeah.
very similar to Battlestar Galactica, actually.
Well, actually, Battlestar Galactica may have had the same problem where what happened to Lost was the writer strike happened.
Oh, because it was 2004.
Yeah,
And
and
when
then
it started.
somewhere around there. And then, it's like,
show.
oh, now the season's really short and stuff didn't get resolved. And
Season 4 of Battlestar Galactica got split into 2 halves. Yeah.
was that? Yeah, I was same. I was really into it at first, and then it was like, oh, this isn't as good anymore.
Yeah.
It was a great show though.
I just remember loving when when you just get glimpses of the hatch going wrong. If you're just a little bit too late and you see like other shit, and you're like,
Right, Kerry.
Yeah.
On the counter, it's like the hieroglyphs and stuff start showing up. It's a really good show.
You know what show I've been consuming and really enjoying? Tales from the Stinky Dragon. I'm actually listening to our own podcast all the way through from the beginning.
What episode are you up to now?
14.
Okay.
Yeah, I listen to a bunch on the plane. But, like, we record that show every week, and, like, we know what happens. But hearing the way Micah edits the show and makes it essentially like a radio play, like there's sound effects and music, and we get, like, cameos from people to do voices. We got to get you guys on at some point to do some voices.
Let's see.
It's just, like, it's completely different listening to it. And it's just, like, so engaging.
Do you feel like it improves your craft to go back?
Big time.
And
I have a terrible memory.
okay.
Especially when it comes to like names of places and people. Just the worst.
But you take great notes though. You're the best note taker out of everyone in the party.
That's because I have such a bad memory that I have to take notes.
is there a good one to start on or just the beginning?
I mean,
So it's broken up into arcs.
yeah.
And before each new arc starts, there's a review. It's like if you don't want to, like I think we're up to like 62 episodes right now.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't want to listen to all of them, you can just like listen to the most recent review and start there on that arc.
There's an episode in between each arc called Between the Tales, where we essentially go over what's happened in the story so far and usually level up. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1.
I think it's worth it to start from the beginning.
I do too.
Would Between the Tails be the anus?
TALES.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But also,
Carry
yes,
on. Carry on.
Do dogs
technically.
know they're sniffing human piss?
I'm sure they do.
Probably. They have, I mean, aren't dogs known for like their good sense of smell? And
Gavin, do you know when you're sniffing dog piss?
Man,
I don't think I know. Cat piss,
cat
yes.
piss,
Dog piss,
definitely.
I don't think I know the difference between
not only
Gus's piss and dog.
not only are dogs able to smell human pee, they can detect specific scent notes within the urine. They can pick up the smell of hormones, sugar, and whether the person has an infection or not. This was a really depressing autocorrect, by the way.
Oh,
I typed, "Do dogs know they're smelling human piss?"
yeah.
And it starts auto completing. And it was, "Do dogs know they're dying?" I was like, that's
Like, can they smell death coming?
incredibly sad.
If they
they?
smell their own
I don't know. I
piss,
didn't
they
look.
can.
That's why they're always smelling it.
Yeah, they're like,
gotta figure it
okay,
out.
I'm good. Oh.
So we're gonna say yes. Gavin.
Interesting.
They can.
Yeah.
They know.
10 year ago me thanks you for the answer.
Now, let's unpack. Why do you think you wanted to know that? Did you see a dog sniffing piss?
He's afraid the dog's gonna point him out of a lineup.
Yeah.
It was him, officer. That's the piss I smelled.
Well, I pissed at a crime scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like dogs can smell, like some of them once they've been trained, they can smell like illness or cancer in people. So I would think that they'd be able to do that.
yeah, dogs are amazing.
Yeah, if they can do that, they can probably tell the difference between human piss and dog. I mean, also, dogs don't drink Baja Blast like humans do. And that definitely picks up in urine.
I'm sure there are dogs that drink Baja Blast.
What do you think would happen if a dog drank a soda?
It'd be fucking cool as hell.
Whole
Carrie, I need to send this video to you. I saw a
Okay.
video on TikTok of this guy filming his dog who was sitting in like the passenger seat on the floor, going like this, like looks super out of it, and he goes, "Yeah, so I'm taking my dog to the vet. It accidentally ate all my weed." And the dog is just like
Hell yeah, man.
on another planet.
I've heard stories like that before. It seems like they're fine.
I
know.
think it ended up being fine, but
Yeah.
definitely if you have
So why
any,
don't we just recreationally give weed to dogs?
Why did that dude narc on his dog?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the fucked up question we need to be asking. Then they drove straight to the police and he turned his dog in.
probably like, can you
Is
get it
it-
out of him so I can have it back?
in a place where it is illegal for a human to consume Mary Jane, is it
Yes.
also illegal for a dog to consume Mary Jane?
It's fine if they have a card.
if they've got glaucoma.
Is it medically legal here even?
No.
No.
Is it just it's decriminalized in
I
Austin?
think
In Austin.
yeah.
Austin.
In particular, yeah.
So if you're in Austin, you have a dog, get them fucking zooted.
There is though a strain
zooted.
called that, and I think we've even advertised it on podcasts. A strain called Delta 8, which
There
is
is.
like there's a loophole that makes it
It's
legal,
extracted from hemp.
but it
Yeah,
has
it is,
essentially the
baby.
same effects as like typical THC, Delta 9,
Yeah,
I
it
guess
does.
technically. But it's just crazy that there's like essentially a loophole that makes it legal.
Delta 9 is legal as well, I believe.
Hey, isn't that?
I think only in
also just-
certain
Yeah,
weights.
in Austin, you can get it at dispensary. Like they're not technically dispensaries, but
Hey man,
Specialized stores.
specialized.
you can say that. I was at the gas station last night and they had Delta 9s. So.
Really?
You get that, and then a pill with a rhino on it, and I'm not sure what it does, but it gave me like a heart attack. So
Oh, it's supposed to get something hard.
Rhino pills.
Did we talk about that guy? I think I might have seen this on a TikTok, and by that I mean I saw it on Instagram of someone recording
From
a
a
TikTok.
TikTok,
yeah.
I'm too
Yeah.
old for TikTok.
No,
Of
you're
a guy
not.
he had cancer, but it wasn't his. Did you read about that? Or hear about that?
Okay, wait, one more
Was
time.
he saving it for someone else?
He
He
had
had
cancer, but it
Cancer,
wasn't.
but I think none of the cells were actually from his body, and they realized
ate a
that
twin.
he had a tapeworm. His tapeworm had cancer, and then it spread to him. So he actually had like a
That's
different
He got
person.
cancer from a tapeworm?
I think
That
that's what
spread
happened.
to his, like,
I
bones and
couldn't.
stuff?
I didn't really have all the information because people talk too fast for me on TikTok, and I was like, but I think,
Okay, maybe you are.
that has happened, and that
That's
to me
fucked.
is the gnarliest, most disturbing thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. What a shitty way to get cancer. Like,
When it's not
cancer
even
already
yours.
fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And fuck cancer. But, like, to get it from something that invaded your body and then has cancer and then gave it to you, like,
Especially because like at first you got a tapeworm and you're like,
that sucks.
I got fit. I'm looking great now, and now you've got cancer.
A Colombian man's lung tumors turned out to have an extremely unusual cause. The rapidly growing masses weren't actually made of human cells, were from a tapeworm living inside of him. So they weren't even human cells at all.
No, but it's still he still had it. That's like doubling your risk of cancer if you've got parasite. Then, if your parasite can have cancer,
Oh shit! I hadn't thought about that.
This was a few years ago. I think it was in 2015.
I hope they're okay.
That is so fucked up.
Yeah.
The patient died 72 hours after research determined the tumors were caused by
That
tapeworm.
sucks.
That quick?
it's just so.
It might have
crazy.
gotten really bad. Like he may have waited to go.
Yeah, I wonder if it takes longer for some of the symptoms to show up. I don't know.
know.
That sucks. That really fucking sucks. Quick, Gavin, read another silly,
Well,
silly
that
sentence.
was really depressing.
No. We're gonna save it because Gavin's gonna say.
Oh my
Spit
god!
roast.
Look at what's on here, Gus.
We have only an hour and a half left in STF spaghetti. Well, don't
Look
turn
at
the
the one.
camera.
Look at the one I've highlighted. It says using a battery to charge a battery.
No, we already talked about that. Like that was something we covered already.
Dude, time is a circle, man.
We're just in a loop of different. We're just forgetting. We're retelling it.
Yeah.
Forgetting again. We should all stop.
Oh, we should
All
stop.
time exists
Stop
at
the
the same
podcast.
time, right?
Yeah, let's stop it. We're close.
Final episode.
History repeats
No,
itself.
we'll stop this episode.
What episode number is
okay.
this?
7:35. Yeah. No, it's not. I just
Wow.
guessed that. I pulled it out of my ass. I don't think it's 7:35.
Oh,
Yeah.
7:13.
7:13.
7:13.
What's the next?
713. That's the Houston area code.
Make sure I'm on the last episode.
What's the next food podcast? Is it Steak Off or is it Sunday?
Steak Off's normally in
already
May.
beans. I don't know. What do you want to do?
We added
What do you wanna
beans.
I
When
think
is Steak Off
I
usually?
think we normally do. Next up would be Ice Cream Sunday Monday,
make? Yes.
and that would be in
Next Monday?
September.
Yeah, it would be next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah,
All right.
September.
Hey Eric, I'm
Next
gonna need to hit you up about me being on that episode, please.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. Well, thanks
Kerry,
for watching,
you can be
everybody.
a taste tester.
I'll bring a bib.
We'll be back next week. Bye.
Goodbye.